As a funder going into a community, you go in and you listen. We fund many organizations that do work in Montbello, but when we met with the Latino community in Montbello, I was shocked to hear that they were not able to access services. Looking at Latino elders, the issue of social isolation and loneliness. They now have bingo once a month for everybody to participate in. And this is a family approach to aging that we're looking at here. So they're now looking at doing cafecitos once a month. They're looking at community gardens, and they're engaging, and we're supporting the leadership.
We knew that we had the opportunity to bring people together in cohorts where we could not only learn together, but also be able to take our work to the next level. So 2016 was implementation year. I think we're going to have the opportunity to not only work with groups of grantees, but we're also going to be able to do evaluation, create plans for all of them as a group, and to figure out how do we bring more resources to the community and how do we make them more effective.
Parent Possible is an organization that supports parents in their role as their child's first and most important teacher. For the last year or so, we've been talking more about the system and how do all of the programs, different home visiting programs, fit within that system. I'm really looking forward to having a group that we can really go to and talk about what our system should look like. And maybe not even with just home visiting support, but really thinking about the whole family and providing something to both parents and children to promote that self-sufficiency and school readiness for the whole family.
We really believe that when a family first is born with the birth of a new baby, it is a formative and important time, a window of opportunity when young parents are seeking help, seeking services, and we hope and believe that if the Jewish community is there side by side helping them, that we may have a lasting impact on that family. We created Building JewishECE as an initiative. It's the first time in the country that a Jewish community has tackled helping our early care and education centers be better places for marketing, enrollment, conversion, and family engagement.
For a lot of our early learning center families, the ELC is really their first introduction to Temple life. So one thing that we've been working on really hard here at Temple is figuring out how the early learning center plays into the larger Temple community, knowing that for a lot of families, they'll start their journey in the early learning center.
2016 was the end of the first cohort of 4 synagogues and JCCs who have been learning about marketing. I'm really proud to say that they've had amazing results.
Building JewishECE gives directors of schools like mine and all of the other Jewish preschools the tools to be able to move their schools forward in a way that we might not otherwise be able to by investing in the kids and in the future, because retraining staff and learning about marketing when you went to school for child development is invaluable.
I have never worked in a situation where competition has come together in such a beautiful way, where we really, as directors, support one another. We don't see each other as that competition. We see each other as collaborators in something.
2016 was a really exciting year for a funders collaborative that sits here at Rose, the Colorado Education Organizing Funders Collaborative, or we call it CEO for short. The group of funders, which includes Rose, the Gates Family Foundation, the Denver Foundation, and then 2 national funders as well, decided that they wanted to create a network led by leaders of color that are working mostly in immigrant and refugee communities in the Burmese and Nepalese, Latino, and African American community in Aurora. There are really families and communities that want better outcomes for their children in Aurora, and I think that it has been an opportunity to focus on an area of Metro Denver that really the local and national funding community has neglected up until this point, and we want to be able to change that.
2016 was a year when our grant making looked a little different. We made some investments in areas of healthcare that are pushing new boundaries. Some of those grants were made for telehealth services. So the exchange of audio, visual, data relative to someone's healthcare. So we have a terrific grantee delivering dental services in schools by dental hygienists, but communicating with the dentist back in the clinic. So the dentist can diagnose an issue and allow the hygienist to treat it right there on site, often in the teacher's lounge of these elementary schools. For kiddos, when I was there, we're talking over and over again how they'd never been to a dentist, their parents had never been to a dentist, but they were getting treated in between classes at elementary school.
In 2016, we asked the community the question, what idea could you bring to life to empower youth to make the community a better place? And that focus on youth really grew out of the belief that youth are natural innovators and that too often their voices are missing from community conversations. We worked with a team of 200 community members and our partners at Cobas Financial and at 9 News, and ultimately 10 projects were awarded funds. The projects themselves vary widely. They've allowed Rose Community Foundation to connect with neighborhoods and groups from throughout the metro area on wide-ranging topics, from ending the school-to-prison pipeline to youth who are working to address food insecurity by building backyard gardens for their neighbors, refugee youth who are being trained as community interpreters.